Okay, here we go again. Welcome back to another video. Thank you for coming back. In this video I'm going to look at geometry and how those sacred numbers, those magic numbers that we should be getting pretty familiar with by now, how they also appear in geometry, of course. Why shouldn't they? But first I want to look at the pattern known as the flower of life. I assume that everybody watching is familiar with this pattern. It consists of several overlapping circles. If you have 6 circles, you get the pattern known as the seed of life. If you add another 6 circles, then you get the flower of life. And then you can keep adding circles into infinity, really. All you New Age freaks out there, you know about this, right? As we know, one circle is 360 degrees. This is a number we know well now. So 2 circles, of course, is twice as much, 720 degrees. Another well-known number, 720 or 72. 3 circles is 1080 degrees. Another number we know well. It can also be interpreted as 108. 4 circles is 1440 degrees, 144. 5 circles is 1800, the number 18 or 180. And finally, the 6th circle to complete the seed of life pattern makes it 2160 degrees, 216, half of 432, and so on. If you're not familiar with these numbers at all, I suggest you watch my previous videos. Let's keep going and add another 6 circles to get the flower of life. 7 circles is 2520 degrees, and once again the seventh harmonic, it stands out a little bit. Makes sense to me. I'll go more in depth on that in a future video. 8 circles, 2880 degrees, 288, twice as much as 144, etc. 9 circles, 3240 degrees, 324, perfect fifth of 216, and an E note in 432 tuning. 10 circles, 3600 degrees, of course, another 36, 360, so on. 11 circles, once again, the 11th harmonic also stands out a little bit. It's 3960 degrees. We have the 396, which is quite a mysterious frequency. I'll probably make a whole video just on that frequency in itself, because it's pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. And finally, 12 circles, 4320 degrees. There we have the 432. So once again, those numbers, those frequencies, however you want to interpret them, they show up all over the place. We can look at some more geometrical shapes. We have the Pentagon, which is 540 degrees. 540 is a number we know well, also 54. The Hexagon is 720 degrees, 720. Septagon, 900 degrees. Once again, 7, the 7th harmonic, stands out a little bit. But 900 in just intonation. I'll talk about just intonation also in a future video. But 900 in just intonation is an A sharp note. I'll also talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. Octagon is 1080 degrees. Once again, 1080 or 108. Nonagon, 9 angles, is 1260 degrees. We can also look at the Platonic Solids, which is 3-dimensional geometry. Tetrahedron is 720 degrees. Hexahedron is 2160 degrees. Octahedron is 1440 degrees. Dodecahedron is 6480 degrees, 648, twice as much as 324. And 648 is a perfect fifth of 432. Icosahedron, 3600 degrees. Once again, 360, 36, however we choose to interpret it. Like I mentioned in a previous video, where you place the decimal doesn't matter in the system. The numbers are interpreted, the numbers can be interpreted in many different ways. One last thing that I want to talk about today. And that is that there's a video on YouTube called Sonic Geometry. There are some inaccuracies in this video, but that's fine. It's not too important, and it's not a big deal. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm sure I've made mistakes in my videos. So if I haven't, I certainly will in my book and so on. By the way, buy my book. But anyway, it's a very interesting video, and it's very well made. It deals with pretty much the same topics as I deal with on this channel. There's one very interesting thing that they do in this video, and that they interpret the sum of the angles of geometrical shapes as notes, and they come up with something pretty cool. First of all, they don't say it in the video, but it's sort of implied that the system that they're using is Pythagorean tuning. It's not Pythagorean tuning that they're using. It's the tuning system called just intonation. In the future, in the very near future, I'll make videos on both Pythagorean tuning and just intonation, but just be aware of that. I'll link this video in the description here, and I urge you to go watch it. It's very interesting, it's very cool, and it's definitely worth the watch. Okay, so what they say in this video: first they take a triangle, and the total number of degrees in the triangle is 180. 180 is an F sharp note. Then they take the total number of degrees in a circle or a square, which is 360. This is twice as much as 180, and it's another F sharp note, just one octave above the first one. Then they look at the pentagon. A pentagon is 540 degrees. 540 is a C sharp note, once again in just intonation, and C sharp is the perfect fifth of F sharp, perfect harmony. Then they take the hexagon, which is 720 degrees, once again is an F sharp note, one octave above 360. A septagon is 900 degrees, and this in just intonation, this makes an A sharp note. Now, F sharp, A sharp, and C sharp, they make up an F sharp major chord, which is pretty cool. These geometrical shapes actually make a perfect musical chord. And 432 also fits in here, because if you play F sharp, A instead of A sharp, and C sharp, then you get an F sharp minor chord instead of an F sharp major chord. So that's pretty cool. We can also add an octagon, which is 1080 degrees, and that's another C sharp note. Very cool, very, very interesting that geometry can be expressed in this way, and I guess that's why they call their videos Sonic Geometry. Like I said, it's well worth the watch. I highly recommend it. Double check everything that is said, whether it's in this video or in that video or in a book or on anywhere on the internet. Double check and triple check everything, because there are many inaccurate facts out there. Because there is a lot of truth being said about 432 tuning and sound healing and so on, but there's also a whole lot of in the best case scenario, these are misunderstandings. Worst case is just pure made up nonsense. And part of my mission with this channel is to bust some of those myths. So once again, thank you so much for watching. If you want to support me in any way, I have a Patreon page. All support is very much appreciated. You can also get my book. It's available on Amazon. I will link my website down here in the description. If you go to my website, you will find links to my music and to my book and absolutely everything I do. I'm also on Instagram. You can follow me there. I am active there pretty much every day. Go play my music on Spotify, download in iTunes. I'm also on SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Deezer, YouTube Music, Google Music, all those places. And yeah, once again, thank you, and I'll be back in about a week. I'll see you then. I hope to see you then.